Hi guys, it's Lynn here. Hope you're having a fantastic day. Now guys, this is an update of all the plants that we took in from the polytunnel that are not cold hardy, that we are overwintering in the house. And I've done a series of videos where I've brought them in and I've showed you different stages, like doing the plant stand and everything. And I was going to actually film it individually when I've done this room and then the other room and then the other stands. But because there was so much to do, me and Hansi just had to get on with doing everything. And then we decided to do that and now show you the update of what the plants that we brought into overwinter look like all in their new places. And as I say, we're still in the middle of rearranging the polytunnel. We're going to be double bubble wrapping the polytunnel and putting on an extra cover for the door that Hans has created for the door cover for extra insulation. So that video is going to be going on after this one, so stay tuned for that. But before I show you what we've done with the update, do give my wonderful fiance Hans, who is filming for me at the moment, behind the camera, a lovely big thumbs up, and do go over to subscribe to Hansi's fantastic channel, Family of Cacti and Other Beauties, where Hans shares some amazing videos on there of his beautiful cacti and also lots of gardening as well. He's very knowledgeable. So Hansi, thank you for filming me, and do go over and subscribe guys. So it's wonderful because I've got my hands free and I can actually show and point now with the plants than when I'm trying to do it with the one hand. Now this is grow room 1, which is also my office. And in the video the other day you see I actually brought a lot of the plants in that are not cold hardy, that are the hanging basket ones. Now we've left the epiphyllums and some of the ripsalis and some of the other hanging basket succulents and cacti that are hardier into overwinter in the polytunnel, like the slumbergeras, commonly known as the Christmas and Thanksgiving cacti, and the ripsalidopsis, commonly known as the Easter cacti. They're staying in there because they're going to be kept around sort of 7C minimum, the absolute minimum 5C, which would be about 41 degrees Fahrenheit. So they can cope with them temperatures. But high-low cereus like these, and these particular type of ripsalis, this is the crispata, do like to have an absolute minimum of about 8 to 10C, which is about 50 degrees Fahrenheit. Below that, they're likely to scar. We had this out in our polytunnel last year, and it dropped to quite low with the cold to 5C, and it's scarred, as you can see. So to be on the safe side, we've decided to overwinter this one indoors. The chlorophytums are very cold hardy too, but they're easier kept indoors because they need a lot of water, and high watering plants in a dry cactus tunnel is not good with the humidity, so we put them in. And obviously the high-low cereus are very cold prone. As you can see, this is last year's damage, a bit of cold damage on there when it dropped a little bit too low, even when we had it out. So these are overwintered indoors as well. But the other cacti are all hanging up in the polytunnel. Now here we have a mixture of a few different things here that we've got. Now this is one of our impatiens, and this is always in here anyway. Same as the sansevierias, the begonias. This was in our polytunnel. This is a Cissus quadrigularis, the Cissus, and again it is very cold sensitive, so this has to be overwintered in a warm climate. Our Selenicereus, they're also epiphytic cacti. They need to come in because they also are not cold resistant below sort of 8C. And here we have some Piniocereus cuttings and Ocotillos here, and we also got Perescias here that again are not cold hardy, so they've had to be brought into overwinter indoors. Carnivorous plants. Now Nepenthes prefer a minimum of about 8 to 10C, so they've obviously had to come in. But now the Venus flytraps and Sarracenias can take much lower temperatures. They can even go below freezing as well. But the reason why I've decided to bring these in is because they need a lot of watering, well watered, kept during the winter months, and we want to keep the polytunnel as arid and dry as possible, just watering some of the epiphyllums and that. We decided that these are better kept in. It's easier for me to keep an eye on them here, but they may not go completely dormant because of the warmer temperatures, but I just prefer to keep them indoors. It's easier for me to look after them than it would be in the polytunnel, because they do need a lot more watering, obviously. And then we have here some more Pereschia and Godseffianas, absolutely beautiful there. So they're obviously not cold hardy, they're overwintered in. These are the lovely big Crispata ripsalis. It looks like a Crispata, not sure of the exact variety, but it's one of the lovely big wide-leaved ones. So that needs to come in. And I mixed another Hylocereus. These here are some Selenicerius, Hylocereus, Peniocerius, and the ones that again are cold damage prone to cold weather. So they've all been overwintered indoors. And then we have a selection of our orchids, Epidendrum, and we have Phalaenopsis there, and also Zygopetalum, Miltoniopsis, and Dendrobium, which Dendrobium is a cold hardy one, but I'm overwintering that one indoors because I left it a bit too late to put out to acclimatise to the colder weather in the temperature, but I'll be keeping that one more drier than the other ones. And then we have a load of Pereschioposis in the background there. They're cacti, believe it or not, with their leaves, but they are Pereschioposis. Again, these, it's a bit like that whether they're cold resistant or not. Some say a minimum of 8 degrees, and because our polytunnel does drop to 5C at the minimum, best to be on the safe side. We bought these indoors. And then we have a Euphorbia sudanica there in the back, and because we have no window directly here, we have a grow light up above that we switch on. It's bright day today, so we switch it off. We have it on for a few hours today to mimic sunshine coming in, which gives an extra boost and be an extra boost during the winter months. Then we have this huge giant here. Now this beautiful plant here was gifted to us from our wonderful friend Olga from Olga's Dreamland, and it is absolutely gorgeous. It's an Alocarcia, nicknamed the elephant ear, and there's a few different type of these elephant ear genus types in this genus. This one is the all green variety. It's natural in the winter for it to go back and drop a leaf. That's an old leaf dying back. That's a new leaf growing, and it's probably going to need to be repotted in the next month or two because it's massive. I'm going to get a lovely big ceramic pot for it. Me and Hansi are going to pot this up, and it's going to be beautiful. So Olga, if you can see this, it is thriving here. And as I say, it gets indirect but bright light here from the window. It does get a bit of sun when the sun comes across in the afternoon, but not too strong because they like more shade, and was in the window near the window, and it went a bit yellow, too much sun, and now it's greening up nicely. So it seems happy there. And then we have here a selection of plants that prefer to be a bit more away from a window. This is one of our lovely ferns here with the lovely big hairy rhizome roots. And then we have some Tradescantias. This is Tradescantia, commonly known as the wandering dew plant. And this is the one that has the lovely all green leaves. And then we have this one as well, which is a lovely sort of variegation to it, which is a lovely stripe in the middle. And now this one I got the name. This is Tradescantia zebrina, obviously because of the zebra type of coloration with a variegation. This is a little Tradescantia here, cutting that our friend gave us. Not quite sure of the type of this one is though. This one is one that Hansi grew himself from seed, and this is Tradescantia Spathaceae, and there are loads of seed in there where it's been flowering as well. And Hansi has a big mother plant in his grow room, which we're going to show you in a minute. And this one is another one of our chlorophytums, which has the wide white leaves, variegation with lots of green stripes going through. So it's a different one to the more commonly seen one. And then we have the more commonly seen one here, and a selection of a few different type of chlorophytums, as you know. And this one here, just going to show you this chlorophytum. This is an all green one that we've been growing from seed, and this seed was from Jude from Cape Cod Nursery. As you can see, it's a lovely all green variety. We have a few more all green variety chlorophytums, absolutely wonderful. And here we have a few mixture of cuttings. I'm in the middle of propagating and potting up. That's a seed needing to be harvested. This one is a cutting, and these just need to rooting in water, so that's going to be potting up. So I'm going to be repotting them up soon. And that's grow room 1, guys. So as you see, oh, mustn't forget these two big giants. These are our two big Euphorbia ingens. And they get direct sunshine here from the window, and they also get the added bonus when the grow lights are on as well. But they are huge, guys, and it is a bit of a jungle here, but lots of room to manoeuvre. I'm going to be repotting a lot of these orchids in the next couple of weeks into slightly bigger pots, mainly the phalaenopsises, because they need their soil media changing because the bark is getting a bit old. So I'm just going to be taking the old bark off and putting fresh bark in and cutting back any dead roots. So that's all going to be fun and games. And that's pretty much it. So that's what we got here, overwintering in grow room 1. And I'm going to show you grow room 2, guys. Now, guys, I nearly forgot. How could I forget this? This crispata here, the Ripsalis crispata, is packed with buds. And since we bought it in, but if it gets sun coming across, but more indirect sun, which they like, Ripsalis, and there's loads of buds, absolutely covered in tiny little white buds. And this plant has the most incredible, beautiful white flowers, normally from January onwards, and it's only October, so it's having an early bloom, and it's possibly because it's used to being in a much colder temperature, and we brought it into the house. It's encouraged it all to come into bud, which is really wonderful. So we might have early buds, but that is absolutely gorgeous, packed with buds. So that's going to be amazing when they're all flowers. And as I said, this is our lovely big old Ripsalis here, Paradoxa as well. That's gets loads of light there, but shade, which it also prefers. They don't like direct sunshine, these type of plants. And this is our other chlorophytum that has the dark green stripe going all the way through the middle of it, Chlorophytum ocean. And this is our all green chlorophytum that has the all green stripe. There is one of the chlorophytum ocean babies in there, which is why that's got the white stripe on, but it's mixed in with one that is completely all green. And then we have another traditional, more commonly seen chlorophytum comosum. So that's the stand. I meant to show you in a bit more detail. So that's that, and now that's it. Hans is doing an amazing job of filming there. He's doing a great job, and he's using his own camera. It's far better than mine, so that is wonderful. So that's a little bit of the grow room, as you see. All the grow lights and everything else. We're all well prepared for the winter. And now I'm going to show you grow room number 2. Now, guys, we're in grow room number 2, and this is Hans's room. And we've got here in front of the window, this is a north facing window, but we have these very powerful grow lights. These are fantastic from Kingbo on Amazon. And we have these on to come on a few hours during the day to mimic natural sunshine coming through the window. So this is actually a bright, large window in this room. So these plants get plenty of natural light, but because it doesn't get any natural sunshine, this takes the place of the sunshine. Now, we only overwinter in these plants. We don't want them to grow. So we don't, if we were to have these lights on for like 8, 9, 10 hours a day, these plants would still carry on growing. So we just literally have them on for about 3 hours a day, and that just gives the replicas natural sunshine. So they're getting, as if they're getting the equivalent of being in a south facing window at this time of year. So that is a great tip if you only have north facing windows, or windows that don't get any sun, or you have complete shade. These will replace the sunshine that you haven't got. So these plants grow amazing in this room because we can control how much sun we have in. We could do with this in the whole of Ireland in general. We need more sun, guys. They should put one big massive grow light over the whole country. Anyway, guys, Hans is doing an absolutely incredible job of holding the camera up at the top, because I couldn't do that myself. So he's amazing, and he's a photographer as well as an amazing musician and actor, and amazing at everything. So I'm very lucky, guys, and he's a plant fanatic like myself. So anyway, enough of my nattering. This is Hans's amazing it's nicknamed the ZZ plant. I'm trying to remember the actual proper name. What's the proper name, Hansi? It's nicknamed the ZZ plant.
Yeah. Zingibar or something.
Yeah, Zingibar. And you commonly see it called the ZZ plant, but that is not really the professional name for it. But this does so well in here. It gets a lot of light, and the added grow lights give it a bit of a bonus. Lovely, beautiful succulent plant, big fleshy leaves, very hardy, and they're very good plant to grow. They seem to do well in a lot of conditions. that's doing well there as well, lots of new growth. And this is the original mother plant of Hans's absolutely beautiful Tradescantia, and he grew this mother plant himself from seed, and it's coming all into flower, lots of flowers. The grow lights I think have really been pushing it out with all the little flowers here. It's doing really well, and I said this is a plant that still sort of carries on growing throughout the autumn and winter as well, so it's all coming into bud. And then we have here in the windowsill a mixture of a few cereus plants that Hans has been propagating from cuttings. So obviously they're doing really well. Lots of new growth they're formed over the summer. Lots of new little branches coming out on that one there. So good to see. And we have a mellow cactus because that's not cold hardy. Mellow cacti need a minimum of 10 degrees Celsius, which is about 50 degrees Fahrenheit. They will die if you keep them below that in the winter. So if you have mellow cacti, guys, keep them in a warm room. They're more tropical than the normal desert cacti. And normally with mellow cacti they have a cephalium, which I'm going to show you in a minute. So you may not, if you have a cactus like this, you may not know it is a mellow cactus until it starts to form its cephalium. But we know that is a mellow, so that's why we're keeping that indoors in the grow room. This is a Bucania recurvata, and it's one of the lovely sort of nicknamed the ponytail palm because of its palm-like appearance. And it has a lovely big thick cortex there where it stores its water. So this can go many months without water, obviously of its storage system there, and that's doing well. And this is a lovely Dracaena variegated form that we got as a cutting. Very happy here. So this we're going to keep watered obviously over the winter because it's still actively growing. And then it might be difficult for you to see because we've got plants sort of everywhere. We've arranged them so the ones that need the grow lights the most get it there, and then the ones towards the window at the top. So that's why it's a little bit like this. We've got a Cereus spiralis here, and these are what we got this year from Urban Plant Life in Dublin. So these are remarkable. Obviously this type of Cereus for BCI again prefer to be kept warmer, a bit like the Pilocereus type of cacti, minimum of 10 degrees C, 50 degrees Fahrenheit. So that's why we've got these indoors. Same with these other ones as well. We have a mixture of a few different ones. Stapelia hirsuta, Stapelia grandiflora, Stapelia seedlings here, a mixture of a few things. Stapelia, some growers would argue that they are cold hardy, but personally we prefer to be a bit safe than sorry with Stapelia, and we're overwintering them indoors. I think a minimum of 10 is a safer one again. And here we have Stetsonia corny or corn in there as well. That scarred last year in our polytunnel. It had a few bad sort of black marks on it, so we've been safe and keeping that one. Oh, Hans is doing a great job there keeping that one indoors so it doesn't scar. And yep, I just check. Oh yes, mellow cactus. This is what you might be more familiar with the mellow cacti when they form a cephalium, which is the big orange part there, and that carries on growing, and then the plant doesn't grow much more after that once it puts its energy into growing the cephalium. But they are not cold hardy, so if you have these type of cacti, the mellow cacti, do keep them indoors over the winter and in a warm room. And yes, Stapelia cristata. We have some seedlings here. Well done, Hans, he's reminding me here. Now this amazing Stapelia cristata here is absolutely beautiful, and this was gifted to us by our beautiful friend Nelly from Collection of Unseen Nature. And I'm not kidding you, Nelly, we absolutely adore this. So we, again, not cold hardy, we overwinter in this one indoors as well, because Stapelia, as we say, especially more so the cristata forms can be more cold prone, more so. So here we have a corn cob variegated euphorbia as well. Euphorbias are not at all cold hardy, so they need a minimum of 10C. So we have all our euphorbias in the house except for a couple that are colder resistant. And this here is Hans's beautiful cloister cactus hybrid.
And he brought this all the way over from Sweden that he's had for a number of years. And he got it from a grower that grew it from seed, didn't he, Hansi? And it has the most beautiful orange flowers on it. Now, it never flowered this year, but that's the way it goes. Sometimes cacti flower some years, sometimes they don't. But it's other than that, it's very healthy. Clayster cacti can take cold to a degree if they're kept very dry. But because this is very, very special, we've decided to overwinter this indoors. We can't take any risks, and this plant has been used to growing indoors in the winters, so we don't want to risk it. Preskia, obviously we showed you the Preskias in growing one. These are the original large mother plants that Hansi brought over from Sweden. Preskia godseffiana, Preskia aculeata godseffiana, and it has the lovely peachy sort of golden colour leaves. Now, some people keep these watered over the winter and they carry on producing the leaves, but they do like any other cactus. And yes, this is a cactus, guys, believe it or not, because it has areoles. It's one of the sort of very few leafy type of cacti that you do get, other than the Preskyopsis. And these plants, if you keep them dry, give them a proper overwintering, keeping them dry, they will just droop their leaves. Sometimes they drop their leaves, start to water them again, they come up in growth and form loads of new leaves again. So they're quite different to the normal type of cacti you see. Here we have a Pilocereus there, again Pilocereus, not cold hardy. And we have here a Euphorbia as well, which again not cold hardy. And then we have a selection of seedlings here that we've been growing from seed. These are Hansi's seeds. He's got here a mixture of a few different things, Epiphyllum and other different ones here, some Trichocereus and a few different ones. And we have some tomatoes then that we've picked from, or Hansi's picked I should say, from the tomato plants that we've got in the grow room, because the extra light and the heat in here would encourage them to go a little bit more orange a bit faster. As you can see, they're taking shape nicely. And we had to sort of take them off because we've had a lot of stormy weather here in Ireland lately. So now here we have our Euphorbia pulchima, commonly known as the poinsettia, because this is often seen around the Christmas time with the lovely red colourful leaves, which are actually the bracts, B-R-A-C-T-S, of the plant, wrongly called the flowers. They're often sold as poinsettia in flower and that, but it's not. It's actually the colour of the bracts. Now, to get these to rebloom again, they need less than 12 hours light. And as I say, we have these in the grow room, and although we have the grow lights on, we're not extending the day in any form. We're not having the grow lights coming on when it's dark. We only have these grow lights coming on during the natural day. As I say, we only have them on to mimic sunshine, as if the sun coming through the window, rather than having them to extend the day. So hopefully with the extra lights on during the day to give it a bit of sunshine, it's going to see what happens, see if this will rebloom. It's going to be interesting to see. These look like they're going to be red anyway, so we'll let you know what happens there. And then this is our poinsettia. I've got poinsettia on the brain, guys. This is our pachypodium, and this is growing really well. As I say, the South African succulents do still want to sometimes grow during the autumn and the winter, so this one is still sending out a lot of new growth. And again, this is like the euphorbias. They don't like to be kept cold in the winter and the autumn, so this has been kept indoors. They're like a minimum of 10 degrees Celsius, 50 degrees Fahrenheit as well. So that's here. And then have some cuttings here of a puncher, and I can never remember the name of this. For some reason I haven't meant Consolea. It's one of the Consolea types of punchers, which is Hansi's here, and this is the mother plant there. So that's good. And the only reason why we got cutting this time of year is that we had a storm in the polytunnel, and it blew the sides and blew the stems off. So we've got cuttings there which we'll pot up in the spring. And then if you want to know why this is hanging up by a rope, guys, it's not some strange type of torture for cactus. This one has actually, we're treating it as a cutting because it rotted during last year at the base. So we're treating that as a cutting, letting it callus over here, and then we're going to be potting it up then into a pot over the winter, keeping it dry so it sends out roots, and then putting it back into the polytunnel in the spring again. And so that's what we've got going on here. So that's both the grow rooms, and now I'm going to show you our little bedroom, the ferns, and then I'm going to show you the downstairs. Now guys, this is our little bedroom. We have a collection of amazing ferns in here. And the reason why we have ferns in our bedroom and not cacti is that our bedroom is north facing. And obviously we've got grow lights in the one grow room where we're giving the additional light to the ones that need the sun. But ferns actually prefer to have a sunless position, but a bright position. And this is perfect for them because they get plenty of light, but they don't get direct sunshine. And they seem to be thriving here. This is our wonderful Nephrolepis, nicknamed the Boston fern. This is really flourishing in this spot, and it has the beautiful vase that from Hans's family. It's like a family heirloom. Absolutely beautiful there. Look at that, the lovely bird on it, and it sits perfect on here. And then we have another little another Nephrolepis fern here, one of the ones with the big wider type of leaves. Not quite sure of the exact variety of this one, but it's, as you see, different type of variety to the other Nephrolepis. And then we have another one again, slightly different with the edging of the leaves there. And another one again here, a few different types. And this Nephrolepis, I don't know what the name is, a cordifolia, I think. Yeah, no, it is actually Nephrolepis doofy, D-U-F-F-E. This is the cordifolia one. And this one has very tiny little leaves in comparison to the more wider leaves, as you can see here, or both Nephrolepis. This has more like little roundy leaves on it. And then we have our Scheffleras. And these two Scheffleras here are the variegated form that have the variegated leaf. They do well in this spot as well. Nice bright position, but no direct sun at all. And they seem to be really happy here. When we've moved these into direct sun, the variegation comes more prominent. But other than that, they're very healthy and nice bit of healthy energy in our room. And that's that. So that's our little bedroom. Yeah, I must show you the bathroom next, and I'll show you the tillandsias in the bathroom before I take you downstairs. Now guys, we're on our little bathroom here, and our bathroom window is south facing, so it gets tons of light. And because it's frosted, it's a good place to put plants that like bright light and some sun, but not intense direct sun. So we have our tillandsias in here, commonly known as the air plants, or some of them. We have some downstairs, which I'll show you as well. But these are the ones that can take direct sun, and also like the humidity. And because the window is frosted, it's ideal, it stops them from getting scorched. And they've been in here now for a good number of months, and they seem really happy in this spot. They're sending out lots of little pups as well. Little pups here, lots of babies. They've been flowering all through the summer, as you can see. And with air plants, when they sort of come, they flower, and then they start to send little pups, and then they sort of grow over time, lots of these little pups, and the mother plant eventually dies back. But we have this on a moss pole hanging here, and every day, nearly every day, I spray it really well with rainwater, and they seem happy like that. And the reason why I do it every day is we have the heating on, as well as it being the bathroom, so they do need the extra moisture. But if we didn't, I'd just give them probably a spray a couple of times a week. But I think they do well being sprayed with rainwater every day. This is forming a little pup there, look. It's wonderful. And they're thriving, I have to say. A few different cuts have been flowering again, look. Loads of they seem really happy. It's one of our bigger ones here, and this one is a Xerographica, Tillandsia Xerographica, which is a common air plant, and this seems really happy in that position here. Tillandsias are the bromeliad family anyway, but these ones are more that like to be potted up, and that's sending out a little pup there too, and that's also sending out a little pup round the side. And these have been in flower for absolutely weeks, just starting to die off now, but been lasting for ages. And then we have this Tillandsia here. This is Tillandsia, I don't know the name of this one now, it's a common one, it's a bromeliad one. Cyanea, I think it is. And that has the lovely big pink bract with all the lovely little purpley blue flowers coming around, which are just dying off. Another little flower starting to emerge from there. Again, that's been like that for weeks. So really, really lovely. Again, ficus, commonly known as the rubber plant, can take shade and it can take sun. personally, from my experience, this seems to do well in this position where it has some sun. It seems very happy there. So now I'm going to show you downstairs. I'm going to show you the living room, the kitchen, and that's it then, guys. Sorry about the very long video, but nearly done. Now we're in the kitchen. Now we have these plants here overwintering in the kitchen that we had out in the yard, and these are the ones that are not cold hardy. We've got cold hardy big tall serious plants, cactus plants, keeping them in the polytunnel to overwinter. But these ones are mostly pilocereus, and they need a minimum of 10 degrees Celsius, 50 degrees Fahrenheit, and for that reason we overwinter them indoors. And we have a selection of different ones here. This one is, I think, some type of cloister cactus. Again, we are overwintering this one indoors because it took a bit of a knock-in when we moved house, so we're keeping that one to be in the safe side indoors as well. But they're doing okay. They get sunshine coming across on the wall. Normally I wouldn't recommend keeping plants this far away from a window, cactus plants, but because they're only going to be overwintering, it's still a bright enough spot for them to overwinter here. Now we have here, we have our Euphorbia triangularis here. That's getting loads of sunshine by the window. And we have a beautiful begonia picta here. And again, we have a Pilocereus gunnellii there, another Euphorbia here, a air plant here, Tillandsia. This is the Cactifolia, Tillandsia cactifolia. That is the name of it, guys, Cactifolia. And coming into the most incredible big bud. And I say we spray this every morning, as we do all our air plants, with rainwater, so it gets a thorough soak in. Seems really happy like that, and it's very wonderful to see a lovely bud forming on it, and two new little pups growing at the side there, which is wonderful to see. And we have here in the window, I don't know what the light's going to be like, it's very sunny today. Not that we're complaining about the sunshine, guys. But we have our Spanish moss hanging up there, and a selection of other tillandsias too, all hanging from the window. These can take full sun, and as I say, this time of year, if it was the summer months, we'd have them away from the window because it'd be too sunny for them. But because the winter sun now isn't as strong, they can take that. We spray them every day. They get the humidity from the kitchen as well, so they like that position. And here we have another tillandsia here, and then in our window we have a selection of everything. These are practically nearly all euphorbias of different types in this window, and the only non-euphorbias here will be some of our tillandsias here, the air plants that we've got jotted about in between everything. As I say, we've got them amongst the plants that need to be kept sort of watered or still sprayed. We've got the Ripsalis here. Not Ripsalis, sorry, this is Ripsalidopsis rosea. It has a little tiny pink flowers. This one we overwinter indoors, it's not that cold hardy compared to the other Ripsalidopsis. And this needs to be kept moist, so we've got air plants there where we can keep them well sprayed. This is another Ripsalis, commonly known as the dancing bones cactus. Again, not as cold hardy as the others, so that's why we've got that in with some little tillandsias all mixed in everything here. This is lovely to see this Euphorbia in incredible flower. Now let me just remember the name of this. Euphorbia melloformis. This is one of the globular euphorbias. It has the little flowers on it. As I say, a lot of the euphorbias will still be growing at this time of year, so we do still have to keep them lightly watered, and they're not cold hardy, need a minimum of 10. This is why we've got these all inside the house. And these here, guys, are what Nelly from the collection of Unseen Nature gifted to us. Absolutely gorgeous, guys. These are Euphorbia lactea, and they're both the variegated form. Aren't they incredible? So we're treating them as cuttings. They get plenty of sun here in the window, and just giving them a light misting with clean rainwater every few days to encourage them to root. And so far so good. And this one is another lovely Euphorbia corncob cactus that Nelly gifted to us as well, and it's a lovely globular one. Absolutely beautiful variegation on that with the globular stems. Beautiful. And that's it in the windows, and that is nicknamed the bean plant here. So we have a selection of everything. And then I'm going to take you a little bit over here. Yep, now this is a one of the coleus. Now, Hansi, what's the proper name of this plant?
Plattispor, Plectracanthus.
Plectracanthus, well remembered, Hansi. So he's great remembering the names of these because it's hard to remember them all. And a few selection of more euphorbias. Euphorbia tiracali, commonly called the sticks on fire here, getting loads of sun in the window. Again, not cold hardy. And here we have a Ceropagia nilotica that has been flowering in beautiful and incredible wacky flower until recently. Here we have a lovely, another orchid, Dendrobium nobile, and this one, the one we have upstairs is the white flowering one. The one we have here is a lovely purple flowering one. It's just starting to open up its beautiful flowers. This is a new plant that we got not too long ago from IKEA. Absolutely beautiful. So while that's in flower, we're keeping that down here, and once it stops flowering, we're going to be putting it up into the grow room in the south facing position up there. And here we have a lovely, this is Begonia tiger, and that's the nickname, Begonia tiger. It's one of the sort of little Begonia rex ones with a little beautiful spot. Absolutely beautiful here, and that's the mother plant behind. Believe it or not, this was propagated from the mother plant. This was one leaf and it is flourishing. And here we have a beautiful bromeliad, beautiful still in its lovely flower bract. And here we have a lovely Dahlia fern and little pineapple plant, which is also a bromeliad at the back. Hansi's doing a great job there, reaching everything. Absolutely wonderful. And isn't that gorgeous, guys? A couple more of the tillandsias there. Wonderful. And then we have a peperomioid plant. This is a Peperomia polybatria. The lovely big wide leaves there as well. And we've got a couple of plants to be propagating there in water. And a little Tradescanta variegated one. And a sedum. And then, mustn't forget, this was also gifted to us by Nelly. This absolutely lovely Pilea peperomioides plant. This is gorgeous, and as you can see, it has lots of new little babies all forming on it. It's been growing really well. Going to be repotting this in the next couple of weeks, give it a bigger pot again, and that sort of gets the sun on it now, but this sort of gets part sun during the day, as they're a plant that don't like to have complete sunshine all day. They can even be grown in shade. They like a bit of a semi-sun, semi-shade. That seems to be happy here. So that's the kitchen. Oh, mustn't forget the ferns. We've got more ferns here on the kitchen table. This gets sun in the afternoon, a bit of sun that comes across over here, but this is mostly in sort of bright light but shade here. And there's a mixture of a few different type of ferns, all growing well here. And we keep these well watered with rainwater and spray them again every day with rainwater to keep them humidified. Now guys, we're in our living room here, and this will be the last room we'll be finishing in here. Most of these plants, in fact, were all here anyway, so this isn't necessarily overwintering, they're here all the time. We've just got another fern and oh, my mind has forgotten. What's the name of this plant?
Clariodendron.
Clariodendron thombosia. It's a good job I got Hansi to poke my memory here. Now this is absolutely incredible. This is Hansi's philodendron.
Tuxla. Yeah.
Tuxla. I remember that. Philodendron tuxla. Beautiful plant. And as you can see, it's climbing all the way up here. Absolutely beautiful. And this loves this position because this window, it's a lovely large window in our living room, but it's north facing also. We have a little light here that is also acts as a grow lamp as well because it's full spectrum lighting.
Or old.
Oh, these were our original grow lamps, oops, before we got the LEDs, which are more cost effective. So this also gets a bit of extra light coming across. But they seem happy in this window anyway. This one we have, this one is doing really well. We have also some African violets as well, the Saint Paulia, that is doing very well. And here Plectracanthus. So the name of this one is Streptocarpus. The Streptocarpus are doing very, very well. And here we also have this one here is a Stephanotis floribunda, and that is growing into the most incredible vine there. It has the most beautiful white flowers on it that smell of jasmine. Absolutely gorgeous. And that's been flowering as well on and off all through the summer period, so now that's great. That's having a little bit of a rest now, but still very
still doing really well. And then we have, this is what we bought in from the polytunnel. This is our, it's an epiphylium. Oh, I've got the name of this actually. It is down as a, it's a bit of a funny word. Yeah, it's a chrysocardium, but the name of it's actually Marneria, and sometimes it's actually the Selenicerius category because the flower comes under the Selenicerius with this big white flower. But this is not one of the cold hardy ones, so we've got our other epiphyllums in the polytunnel because they can take sort of 5 degrees if kept mostly dry. But with this particular epiphyllum, it is not as cold resistant as the others, so we're overwintering this in this window here. Seems to be doing well. And then we have this amazing Dahlia fern, and look at the roots on that, guys. The furry rhizome roots are absolutely gorgeous, and they use these roots to take moisture from the air as well. It is so happy there, it's amazing. And then we have another Streptocarpus here. This is one of the lovely big wide-leaved ones. This is the Streptocarpus polka dot purple, and still it's been flowering for absolutely months, since the spring, and it's just continually pushing out flowers all the time. It's so beautiful. And then last but not least, guys, this is the Clerodendron thrombosii that we had in the polytunnel, and again not cold hardy, so we brought this into the house. Got it tying up as a vine along the window. Still in flower, although the flowers are coming to the end now, but still very happy in growth. As I say, a lot of the indoor house plants slow down their growth now this time of year. Now it's getting closer to winter, but they seem to be doing pretty good anyway. And that's pretty much it. I'm really sorry for the very, very long video, guys, but there's really no way of doing this quick. So this is the update of the overwintering indoor plants and the plants we're talking from the polytunnel. I'm going to do a lot of rearranging in the polytunnel over the next probably couple of weeks, because there's a lot of gaps where everything is. I need to clean the tables, rearrange a lot of the plants. And then once I've done that, I'm going to do a complete overwintering update of the polytunnel collection and show you what everything looks like in there when it's all tidied and put away. And guys, if you want to know more about caring for cacti and succulents, and you're new to cacti succulents, or you just want to have a look at my website, do go to my website, and it's desertplantsofAvalon.com. Do check the website out and go under the section where it's got growing tips. I share a lot of different things on there about how to care for your cacti and succulents, and also there's a special tip on overwintering on there, and it gives you a bit of an idea of how to overwinter your plants. And there's a video on there that is on my YouTube called How to Overwinter Cacti and Succulents. It goes into a lot of detail and explains why some can take colder temperatures and some can't, and it also depends where you're living in the world as well. So guys, thanks so much for watching. Big thumbs up to Hansi behind the camera. Do go over and subscribe to him. As I say, the links are up above. Family of Cacti and other beauties. So guys, I want to send you loads of love, heaps of happiness, and tons of plant power. As always, from across the Emerald Isle. Until the next video. Bye.